So these shoe bones here are from Kimmeridge. I think the first one I found was this, which is a humerus of a sauropod dinosaur. And when I found that, it was really interesting to find because all it showed was a minute patch of bone, which I thought was a rib originally. So as I cut into it, it got bigger, and I thought, oh no, it's probably a propodia of a pliosaur, a limb bone. And it got bigger and bigger. And when you look at the end of it, it's quite characteristic. You see these big tubercles. I realised then it was dinosaur. And as I was cutting this thing out of the mudstone, there was a lady coming along with her 2 young children, and she was sort of standing way off, trying not to sort of be nosy. And I realised she would be interested, so I sort of said, oh, do you want to come over and see what I'm doing? She said, oh yeah, I'd love to. And she said, what is it? I said, well, it's a dinosaur bone. Oh, the kids, they were only youngsters, only yay high sort of thing. And they were jumping up and down. I said, dinosaur bone. And I said, the only thing is I really need someone to give me a hand out with this because I've got to get this back. And I don't know if you'd be prepared to sort of go up to some cottages right in the village and ask a certain gentleman to come down with some dust sheets and a wheelbarrow and all sorts of stuff to see if we can get this thing off the beach. And the question she asked them was, well, what about my kids? Because in this day of, people sort of, dodgy characters. And the kids said, oh, we'll stay with him. And they did, so she trusted me anyhow, and then the kids loved it. And in 20 minutes, I think I had this thing out. It came out in 4 sections. 6 months after, and that's the first dinosaur remains found from Kimmeridge for about 150 odd years. And about 6 months later, I had a fibula of another sauropod dinosaur. The head of this one came from Abingdon's, head of the femur, that came from inland. And we get odd bits of dinosaur material. Now the question that arises, why are we finding dinosaur material when we're actually in the middle of the sea basin? We're approximately, give or take 20 miles, probably 100 miles offshore. And finding dinosaur bones that far out to sea sort of poses the question. Now the only answer to those really would be that presumably these animals died along a riverbank or whatever, or the sea and rough sea, and they get washed back into the sea and come down the river and flood, and these carcasses drift way out to sea and elements start to rot and drop off these things. And that's what we're finding. But they're extremely rare. And there's one record of a theropod dinosaur found at Kimmeridge as well, so it's extremely rare. Supposed to be the ancestor of T-Rex, but it's a theropod dinosaur, that's all I can say. So again, interesting, but not much sort of evidence of the whole skeleton.